I wanted to bring these guys up here with me because I don't want this time to be about me, right? I want this time right here winning the Honor Classic to be about us, right? These guys are the future. These guys are the future. I'm friends with all these guys, and we all work our ass off to do our best to try to come up here and present, a good show for you guys.
Dig it.
So if y'all could please just join me in a round of applause to appreciate these guys here.
Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. In today's video, we will be doing the rise of Cedric McMillan, where we look into his early life as well as competition history. Now, as we all know, Cedric McMillan did pass away yesterday, and as far as we know, it was about a heart attack. Now, yesterday's video was a little grim, but I'm going to try to bring up the tempo a little bit for today's video, guys. So I'm going to start with going over Cedric's early life. And this video that you guys are looking at is actually from his 2012 New York Pro win. So Cedric was born in Maplewood, New Jersey. He was listed as 6'1" and usually competed at 280 pounds. As a child, Cedric took interest in drawing muscular men. His idol was, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he got inspired by watching Conan the Barbarian. So Cedric actually started training at 13 after his mom bought him a weight set. And fast forwarding a lot, after high school, Cedric decided to join the Army and moved to South Carolina. He had a very close friend named Mark Neal who convinced him to compete, trained him, gave him the diet. And after just 1 month of training, Cedric decided to do a show that was 4 weeks out. So Cedric trained for 4 weeks, prepped for 4 weeks, and went and won the 2007 NPC South Carolina. The following year, he would turn pro at the NPC Nationals. So as an adult, Cedric lived in Columbia, South Carolina, was a sergeant first class and an instructor. He described himself as a family man. He leaves behind a wife and 4 kids. Cedric is a talented drawer and was also an amateur artist, which you guys can see represented in some of his posing routines. So Cedric actually died of a heart attack, as far as we know for now, April 12th, 2022. So Cedric had 8 pro wins. He competed in 5 Olympias, placing 7th twice, though his highest placings. He competed in 11 Arnold Classics, with 8 of those being in Ohio. So as a lot of us know, Cedric really took the Arnold Classic very serious. And some people said he was never able to show up very good at the Mr. Olympia just because he put so much effort into those Arnold Classics. Arnold was his idol. So I think this honestly may be the best version of Cedric McMillan. And this is from the 2012 New York Pro, which he won. And he actually beat out, a Steve Kuclo, Juan Morel, a very young Steve Kuclo, by the way. And Johnny Jackson was second in this competition. But as soon as I seen this, I was like, this is probably the best version of Cedric McMillan. So you guys let me know in the comment section below which version of Cedric do you guys like the most. But with Cedric competing in so many shows, guys, we're only going to look at a select few versions of him. And this next version is actually from the 2019 Mr. O, where he placed 9th. Now, this is actually a pretty good version of Cedric. He looks great here. He definitely has the freak factor, but as you guys can see, he just wasn't conditioned here. But even placing 9th in this lineup, he still beat out Akeem Williams, Max Charles, Patrick Moore. And keep in mind, guys, Cedric is competing in the era of Phil Heath, Kai Green, Dennis Wolf. We have all these guys winning the shows, and it was honestly pretty hard to, secure wins. And this is the version of Cedric McMillan from the 2017 San Marino Pro. He actually placed above Heidi Chupin. And guess who was in 3rd place, guys? Brandon Curry. So looking at this, from 2017, he also won the Arnold Classic that year. You may be thinking that, can Cedric come in and win the Olympia? He was beating Heidi and Brandon in 2017, so it's definitely not too far off. But this is a great version of Cedric, probably one of the more conditioned versions. And Cedric's last pro win was the 2019 Romania Pro. He did beat out Regan Grimes, James Hollingshead, as well as Juan Morel. Pretty good version, but just sadly, Cedric was not able to consistently nail his conditioning throughout his career. He had a lot of problems with nerves and so on. But the other competitions that he won were the Orlando Pro, the FIBO Germany, the Golden State Pro, the Kevin Levrone Pro, the Hungary Pro as well. So as I said, Cedric finished his career with 8 wins. And the last version of Cedric that we got to see on the stage was at the Legion Sports Fest. And Cedric actually wasn't feeling the best for this show. He actually had to leave early. And after this show, he was supposed to do the 2022 Arnold Classic, but was just constantly having health problems, chronic hiccups. He wasn't able to put food down. So one thing I can say, Cedric was always a hard worker, man. He didn't want to give up. And he just gave it his all, guys, all the way up until the end. So the last video that we're going to look at, of course, I did put this in a video from yesterday, but I mean, it's kind of hard to make a Cedric McMillan video and not talk about the 2017 Arnold Classic. But man, Cedric definitely one of the greatest, and I've heard it said multiple times already, he possibly could have been a Mr. Olympia. He was able to bring it all together. You know, Cedric was just a guy that was in his head a lot. And then, you know, being in the military too could have affected this some. But Cedric is still one of the nicest guys you can meet, man. No one is able to say a bad thing. And this is my tribute to Cedric McMillan, guys. So I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video, man. Never really like making content like this, but I definitely want to honor the greats in our sport, you know. And I'm glad I have a channel and I have a platform to put out videos like this, because this is important. And I know these are videos that people will look back. So I hope this is a good representation of Cedric McMillan's career. I tried to pretty much just cover the high moments, guys, with this being a tribute video. But once again, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video, man. Krishan from GOAT Fitness. I'm out.